agree or disagree. Most politicians are corrupt.
Agree. It's not even close.
What do you think about this?
I knew that'd be Will's answer.
Yeah, I knew that too.
Yeah.
Most politicians are corrupt.
I don't know. It's
And we'll consign this to American politics.
It's everywhere. It's not just America.
yeah, it's the
We're talking
incentive
about-
structure of like being an elected official with power, and there are
been
people
throughout
who
history
want
forever.
to use your power,
Mhm.
and they will do whatever they can to influence your vote.
Yep.
That and, you know, the odds are certainly stacked against anyone.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think that corrupt people enter politics, but I do think.
No, I do. Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, I
for
think
sure.
they do, but I don't think that only corrupt people enter politics. But I also think that politics has a corrupting effect, and the gravity of it is toward there's a lot of temptations and a lot of people pulling on you to influence you in ways that, you know, to use your influence in ways that you don't believe in or that aren't directly representing the people that you were elected to and all that type of stuff. And so I think it's an uphill battle for anyone.
That's
And I do think it attracts people who are generally narcissistic, etc. So
Yes, I definitely do.
You bring up another interesting question. Yeah, does politics corrupt people, or are corrupt people entering politics and then it's
Well, you can have
elevating them?
You can definitely have both.
Yeah, but to what extent? I feel
don't
like it's
know.
more so that
I mean,
corrupt
it's
people
different
enter
for-
politics.
It's both. I think you're probably right. I think more corrupt people do enter politics, but I think that there are people with good intentions and then get corrupted by it. And also, I don't think every single person in politics is corrupt.
No, me
but I would
neither.
say 95% of the people who are on both sides of the aisle in all countries throughout history
Yeah.
have used that power to abuse or have authority over the people that they govern, or at least gain some sort of something for themselves out of it.
I sent you that meme today, Will, of Sam was the only person in the entire Lord of the Rings lore that was voluntarily willing to throw the ring in the fire.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah.
The ring representing power.
And there's spectrums to corruption too. Like
for sure.
being willing to lie for your ideologies is corruption. So yeah, I would agree most politicians are corrupt.
There's
It
corrupt.
just breeds a certain type of person, that type of field.
Yep.
You know?
Violating your principles to advance in your career
Yep.
or secure a date with someone you want to go on. That is a form of corruption, and not
Right.
necessarily smaller.
Right.
It's violating it in a principle. So,
Right.
You know? I mean, it's even biblical, looking back at the biblical kings and everything.
Yeah.
Like it is just tested throughout time forever that these types of people, you are truly tested of your willpower when you get into a position of power.
Yep.
It doesn't even have to be a politician. I mean, it could be anything. It could be any sort of position of power.
Yep.
Power corrupts.
that's where any system that has less corruption than every other system in history is a miracle, you know. And so it's not that you made a system that is immune from corruption, but you have to understand what the human incentives, and you have to create a system that mitigates
good
against
point.
corruption as much as possible. Just like in capitalism works because it's built on a framework that understands human incentives and what people will voluntarily do, and just the way human nature works. And I think it's dishonest to have an expectation of human beings to not be sinful,
Yeah.
you know? And so you have to, so I think we sometimes misplace the critique in like systems or, you know, just broad categories of people instead of saying, well, people are just going to do what they're incentivized to do by their sinful nature. And it's a miracle that anyone doesn't. And so how do we incentivize the type of behavior and outcomes that don't create a corrupt environment?
Fair. We really went in on that one.